Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic and the return of an old friend to the channel. It's the second edition, by the way, because there was a crossword video earlier on in which I did battle with John Henderson's brutal times crossword today. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And if you ever thought or wondered what it looks like to see me utterly humbled, then you might enjoy that video. Some of the cluing is just stellar. Anyway, what is this puzzle? This is a puzzle called Penumbra, which feels like a word that might have appeared in John's puzzle. Not an easy word. Is it like it's a type of shadow, isn't it? I think, a penumbra. And this is by none other than Sam Cappleman-Lynes. One of the best Sudoku solvers in the world, certainly one of the very best in the UK, and for my money, one of the absolutely best constructors of Sudoku there has ever been. And Sam has just been proving this to me even more recently, because we are planning on doing a new Sudoku app of classic puzzles. We have our classic Sudoku app, which is absolutely fabulous. We've been thinking about doing a follow-up, and Sam's been making us some puzzles for it. And these things are just unbelievable. They are unbelievable. Anyway, so Sam, I looked it up before I turned on the webcam. Sam's first puzzle that ever appeared on Cracking the Cryptic appeared on the 26th of June 2019. So over 6 years ago, just over 6 years ago. And the last time actually that Sam featured on the channel was on the 25th of October 2023. So I think Sam has been on a bit of a hiatus from sort of setting variant puzzles. But he has set this one, and I spotted it on Logic Masters. I had a look at the comments. They basically said it was brilliant, so I'm going to have a go at it now. It has got a very, very peculiar rule. I've never seen this rule before. I'll read the rule properly when we get to that part of the video, but it's certainly an unusual one, but also a very short rule set today. So nothing we're going to be able to claim is too confusing from that point of view. But we'll get to the solving in a moment or two's time. You may have spotted, the last couple of days' videos have been pre-records, because I've been at a golf competition. So congratulations to Chigwell, who knocked Dulwich out of the Cyril Gray competition at Worplesdon yesterday, and are marching through the draw with dignity and aplomb ever since. And that's why I was able to do the crossword video this morning, and why I don't have to use a pre-record today. So anyway, well done, Chigwell. Two matches went down the 19th, one went down the 18th, and it was a narrow defeat. But thank you to all of my teammates, and especially Matt, for putting up with me. Anyway, other news. What else can I tell you about? Loads of things. Well, 1st of July, which is fast approaching, we've got a brand new Sudoku hunt themed on Sudoku worms coming, so look out for that. 4 PM is when that competition will launch. And for some reason, I have a whole load of birthdays / wedding announcements to do today. We'll start off with Josh and Sarah, whose wedding day it is down there in Ilfracombe today. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant day. I think that you will have, and I think Josh especially watches the channel, and I'm not sure whether you're having chocolate cake as your wedding cake, Josh and Sarah, but whatever type of cake it is, I'm sure it will be very heavily iced and enjoyable. So congratulations, and I think you're going to have amazing weather for it. It is absolutely boiling again here. We've got another heat wave incoming here in the UK. Next we'll do a birthday. Avi, you've turned 22 today over there in Berkeley, California. I know this because your boyfriend Travis wrote to us and said you might appreciate a shout out. I think you've got into the channel a bit more recently than he did, but you are quite a solver is what he tells us. So Avi, well done on getting into this wonderful hobby. And I hope you have a great birthday today with, of course, chocolate cake. Next, Jacob. Jacob, you've turned 26 today, and I know this because your sister Taylor wrote to us and described how, when you were both youngsters, you always used to fill the Sudoku book up far too quickly, and she was quite jealous of that. And you're a great lover of puzzles. Well, you're somebody I think who might seek me out at those parties where I'm often stuck in the corner. And Jacob, I hope you have a great birthday today, with cake, of course. Next, John. John, you've turned 36 today, and I know this because your wife, Nermeen, wrote to us and told us that you watch every day. Thank you for doing that. I hope you get this message, and I hope your birthday is full of cake as well, heavily iced. Michael, you... I'm not actually sure how old you are. I think I meant to know, but I haven't written it down. I want to say 30... What? No, I don't know. But Michael, you're in Rutherford, New Jersey, and I know it's your birthday because your mum, Mary, wrote to us and said that I am to announce your birthday present, which apparently, I mean, it's basically the best present you can be given. It's a subscription to our Patreon. So Michael, I think you're going to enjoy that. And actually, I'm going to say thank you to your mother as well, because Mary has written a few times over the years. I always enjoy Mary's emails, and she is remarkably kind about my guitar playing. So Mary, thank you for all your support over the years. And then finally, I'm late with this. Well, I'm late with this one, but it's not really my fault. Sebastian, it was your birthday on the 21st of June, and I know this because your friend Sarah wrote to us recently and told us that you got her into the channel, and the two of you sometimes do puzzles together now. And she wanted to wish you a happy birthday, even though it would be late, or wanted me to. So, Sebastian, I hope it was a good birthday. I hope you got heavily iced chocolate cake, of course. And with that said and done, that is all the news. Let's have a look at Penumbra by the great Sam Cappleman-Lynes. Sam, by the way, is also, he was a brilliant countdowner. And isn't it the grand final of the current series of Countdown today? I think Sam either won a series or very nearly won a series, and maybe got to the Grand Champion of Champions series and did very well in that. And actually, I think Sam's wife is also brilliant at Countdown. Florence. I hope I'm not getting all these names wrong. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with this puzzle, probably. The rules are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Then we've got shadow sums. A clue outside the grid gives the sum of all numbers in that row or column which are smaller than the number immediately before them when reading from the direction of the clue. Okay, so let's look at this row and see if we can understand what that means. So, a clue outside the grid gives the sum, so 11, of all the numbers in the row that are smaller than the number immediately before them. So there's going to be a 9 somewhere in the row, isn't it? So if the 9 was immediately before the 8, then we would have to create another 3. Hang on, how's this going to work? So, because if I put the 3 there, then that 3 also counts, doesn't it? And then, okay, then I'd have to go upwards. 5, 6, 7. What? I was going to try to put 1 and 2 in there. That might be complete and utter nonsense. 1, 2, 9. That's ascending, so that none of those count. The 8 counts. The 3 counts. I think that's right. I think that would do for the 11. I've no idea what it does for the 10. For the 10, the 6 would count. The 10 is absolutely broken because 6 plus 5 is already 11. And I think both of those have to count because from this direction, the 7 sort of shield. It's sort of anti-skyscrapers or something, isn't it? Oh. Is what I've just said even true? I think it's got something to do with skyscraper rules. But anyway, that's wrong. That row is wrong, but I think it might be right for the 11. But I mean, the rule is, I think, fairly clear, isn't it? Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Phone's buzzing. What does a 1 mean? So, a 1 means that the sum of all the numbers that are smaller. So it can't start with a 1. The 1 has to count in this column, doesn't it? When I say count, I mean it has to have, we're going to be, that's the technical way we're going to be going up this column. And at some point, there's going to be a 1. Let's put the 1 there. Now, if that's a 1, obviously that digit is bigger than 1. I mean, axiomatically it will be. There are no zeros in Sudoku. So providing the 1 is not here, where it couldn't have a digit before it, the 1 is going to be in one of those cells. And wherever it is, the digit before it will be bigger than it, so it will contribute towards the count. And then the trick in this column is going to be to make sure that nothing else counts. So if that was a 1, up until this digit, you would have to totally ascend, wouldn't you? And after, yeah, okay, so what this column is, I'm now thinking it's not like skyscrapers, I think it's more like thermometers. This might be wrong as well, but I think if that was the 1 in the column, you have to ascend to this spot. So those would be ascending. Then the 1 would count because this digit would be bigger than the 1. And then after, from here up the column, you have to continually ascend again. Because if there was any deviation in that logic, if you went to there and then went down, that would count again. And it would be, this couldn't be a 1. So this column consists, I think, of 2 thermometers. One of which starts with a 1, and that's not this one. Now, does this have to be a 2? If that, let's say that was a 4. We could go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 9. No, that doesn't have to be. Okay. So it is just, this column is 2 thermometers. One of which starts with a 1. This is not where you're meant to start the puzzle. I'm so sorry. That's really peculiar. And is it the same for that one then? Is that 2 thermometers? Because the only digit in this column that can contribute to the clue is a 2, isn't it? Because there aren't 2 1s to be hidden in this column. There's only 1 1. So the 1, oh, hang on, now I've gone mad. Yeah, so let's put 2 there in the column. The only way of generating a clue of 2 is, well, I mean, no, it's very easy. The only way you can't generate a 2 in a column that contributes to the clue outside is if there is a 1 before it, that wouldn't do it, or if the 2 was there. if the 2 is in any other position, so say the 2 was there and this was not a 1, then the 2 contributes to this, and it would have to, because that's the only way of generating a 2 clue. But the thing I was just thinking about is, how do we deal with the 1 in this? I think the 1 might have to be here, because if the 1 is in any of those cells, the cell before it will be bigger than the 1 and should have contributed to this tally. Right, so I think that's a 1. So let's go back to this column again. So in this column, the 1 is not there. The 1 is in one of those cells. It can't be here because then it wouldn't be shielded. Oh, and so that hasn't really improved our lot in life, has it? We still don't know where the 1 is there. We know it's 2 thermometers, we just don't know where the thermometers go. Alright, let's come back to this one again. So this can't be 2, because it wouldn't be shielded. So say that was 2. This would be bigger than 2. Yes, so it's the same. It is the same as this column. This column has 2 thermometers in it. One that's going to go from the 1 to the cell before the 2. I mean, I've put the 2 here, so it would go up to here. So say it went 1, 3, 5. 2 counts, and then after the 2 we've got to continually ascend, otherwise this would not be a 2 clue, because if it dips down ever, it's going to add on a number to there. So this is 2 thermometers, this is 2 thermometers, is that 2 thermometers as well? I haven't got a clue. It doesn't have to be this one, because this one, it could be missing a 3. When I say missing a 3, I mean that, let's say that there was a 4 here and the 3 was after it. That would do it, wouldn't it? And then everything else would have to be an ascending sequence. That is not right, I think. Although I'm not certain. Well, the reason I've got a problem with that is I think what I've learned from these 2 columns is that if it's just 1 digit that you're trying to shield in a column, the effect of that is to divide that column into 2 thermometers, one of which will go to the digit before the shielded digit. So in this case, I mean, we might have to make that digit a bit bigger, but let's say it was 6. Then these would increase so that only the 3 is shielded, and then these would increase so again we don't add to the tally. But in order to do that, where is the 1 in this column? It would have to be here, because it can't form part of this thermometer. That thermometer is rising from 3. So this is actually interesting, because that means that this column has... Yeah, okay, what it means is this column is not shielding a 3, it's shielding a 1 and a 2. But now it's got 2. Now it's got 2 digits to shield. So hang on. So let me just think about this. So if you had a 3, 2, 1 run here, obviously the 2 is shielded by the 3 and the 1 is shielded by the 2. So this creates the 3 clue. And then nothing else. Okay, so that would have to be bigger. So something like this would work. That's a possible configuration of this column. But what I'm slightly unsure about is whether I have to do that, or whether I could have... If I had a 6 here, and then a 1. And then a 5 here, and then a 2. Then I could be going up, dip down. Then obviously this will be bigger than 1. Oh, it has to be below. It has to be below that. I've got to have started another thermometer. So I might have to increase that a bit. Yeah, okay. So I don't have to have the 1 and the 2 together. And here I'd have 3 thermometers. Yeah, okay. That's not easy either then. And then well, maybe I'm meant to work on big clues then. Biggest clue is this one. 12. Oh, I tell you something I thought when I read the rules. 9 is impossible. You can never have a 9 as a shielded digit. Because obviously, well, let's say that's a 9. Whatever you put here, it's never bigger than 9. So it's never, 9 is never shielded. 9 is never shielded. 1 is always shielded unless it's in the initial position. And then it's progressively, so 9, 8, 7, these are all quite difficult. Well, 9's impossible. 8's very difficult to shield unless it's immediately preceded by a 9. But 12 actually is not very difficult, is it? I mean, if you had a 9, if we had a 9 and then an 8, then I only need to shield 4 more. I could do that very easily, like that, for example. I mean, I might have to, yeah, I mean, that might not quite work in terms of creating too many thermometers, but in principle, actually, that's not a difficult clue to fulfill. So it's probably, therefore, something to do with these clues that are opposite one another, which I noticed when we did the example was I could quite easily generate 11, but it had a very detrimental effect on the 10 clue on the other side. So what are we saying there then? We're saying that as we go across the grid, I tell you one thing we're saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, okay. Okay, that's very interesting. And it might not be true. No, it's definitely true. Right, here is a somewhat obvious point, but I had not thought of this. Okay, so basically, we shouldn't have started where we did. We should not have started here. This clue is way more constrained than the 1 clue. And for this reason, every single domino, because this purple domino here contributes to one of these 10s. It must do, because one of these digits is bigger than the other. So if this is bigger, from this direction, this clue is shielded. If this is bigger, from this direction, this digit is shielded. So what that means is, for every single domino in this row, there is a contribution to one side of the clue. Either 10 is gaining a contribution. So we're looking at this sort of pattern. I might run out of colours here. Oh, no, we're okay. We're okay. Now, there should be, I think, 8 different... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 different... Well, it can't be 8 different numbers. The triangle number for 8 is 36. There are 8 numbers being summed, and those 8 numbers, 4 of which must be different, because 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think, yeah, I see. Okay, so what's happening here is each of these 8 dominoes is contributing 1 number. So 8 different numbers are being summed to 10 from, or no, not 8 different numbers. How can I express this properly? 8 numbers, 4 of which must be different, are adding to 10 from both sides. So we have to be using 1, 2, 3 and 4 to generate those totals. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. So from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can't be adding more than 4 numbers. And from this side, we can't be adding more than 4 numbers. So each side has to add exactly 4 numbers. 1 from each. Yeah, 1 from each domino. And what I think that means, and because they're sharing a digit. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's think about the digit 4 in this row. Wherever the digit 4 is, it must be surrounded on both sides by numbers higher than 4. Because from both directions it has to be shielded. The same is true for 3. The same is true for 2, and the same is true for 1. And that is a nice way of... My brain has finally clicked in as to how to think about this, because that is a nice way of putting it. And what that means, of course, is that you can't put the 3 and the 4 next to each other, because from one direction, the 4 won't be shielded. So the 1, 2, 3 and 4 have to be kept apart, but they have to count as well. So you can't, for example, put a 4 here. If you put a 4 here, it could well count from this direction, but it can never count from this direction because there is nothing before it. So the earliest you can put a 1, 2, 3 or 4 is here, but you cannot put them together. And you cannot put them on the edges, so they are in those cells. That is absolutely ridiculous. And hang on, I'm going to get rid of my colours. That is not a 1. Ah. Right. And look, we've got another 10, we've got another 10. There's loads of these things that are 10s opposite 10s. So we can do this, I think. That can't be a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So what I'd failed to appreciate is that... hang on. What I'd failed to appreciate is that the clues that are opposite each other are massively more constrained than the single clues, even the low single clues. And well, we've got the same issue with like this row, haven't we? It's nearly the same. We know that there are 8 numbers contributing to the totals of 10 and 11. And the only way you can do that is with 1, 2, 3, 4 being seen from the 10 side, or not seen, but very much not seen actually, but covered from the 10's position. So for example, looking from this direction, let's say that was a 4, this would have to be bigger, so that the 4 counted from this direction. But from this direction, you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 5. And that congregation of digits, that collection of digits, is the only way we can get 8 numbers to add to 21. We can't use a number more than twice, because it can only have a maximum of 2 neighbours. So it is forced. Okay, I'm gradually getting the hang of this. So it's got to be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 from both sides have to be seen, and 4 has to be seen in the sense of have to be surrounded by bigger digits on both sides. And then 4 from this direction has to be preceded, so the digit before it will be bigger than 4. And 5 from this direction, so say that was a 5, that would have to be at least a 6. Now, I'm sure that means I can say something about this row, but I'm not sure I know what it is. In that, okay, let's look at that domino. Now, it is certainly true to say that there is a digit in that domino that contributes either to the 10 or to the 11 or to both. Because that's just the rules. That's how the puzzle works. One of these numbers is bigger than the other. So this domino must contain one digit that's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. I'm not sure whether it can contain 2. That domino must contain... Right, okay. So what we can say is that that digit is... this digit is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, I think. I have a horrible feeling there is a much cleaner way of deducing this, but I don't know what that way is. So I'm just going to tell you the way I think it's true to say that this digit is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Because this domino must contain a contributing digit to the 10 or the 11, and this domino must contain a contributing digit, i.e. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. That means at the moment I've got 4 definite counting digits, because we know this is contributing to one or the other or both, and we know this one is. But I need one more. But what I also mustn't have, imagine none of those were contributing digits. I've only got one more contributing digit to find, and if I was to put that here, for example, both of those squares would be 6, 7s, 8s and 9s, and one of them would be bigger than the other, and one of them would be contributing to the 10 or the 11 and would blow the total up. So I think the only way of preventing the total exceeding 21 is for this digit to be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Now, Okay, I can do better than that. This digit is 1, 2, or 3 because I now, in effect, in this row, have identified what I'm going to call a floating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. I know one of these is, I know one of those is, don't know which ones, and I know these 3 are. And that means these digits are massive. They are from 6, 7, 8, and 9. And therefore this digit is double shielded. It cannot be seen from this direction, and it cannot be seen from this direction. Now imagine this was 4. Well, then it would contribute to the 11 clue. If it was 5, it would contribute to the 10 clue because it is shielded. So it can't be either of those. Because it's only 1, 2, and 3 that is double shielded in this row. Now I suspect what we can do is to say these two have to be the other thingies, the extreme, not the low digits is what I mean to say. If that was, let's just think this through, if that was a low digit, what does that mean? It means one of these, if it was 5, it couldn't be 5, could it? Because then the 5 wouldn't be shielded for the 11 clue, so it's definitely not 5. If that was, that couldn't be 4 now, because then that 4 wouldn't be shielded. So that would be 1, 2, 3. That would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, the 5 would be... Oh, the 5 would be there, because the 5 must be shielded for the 11 clue. So this would be high, this would be high. So that would be 5. That is definitely shielding this digit from that direction. So this is a double shielded digit, so that has to be not 4. So this is the 4, is what we'd have. And now the oh, you see that's okay. That's weird. That's horrendous, actually. I thought I was going to be able to disprove that, but I can't. So what I'm noticing, and this is probably right then, isn't it? What I'm noticing is that it's actually fine for the 4 and the 5 to be. You don't have to have a sort of strict 1 cell gap between the digits you're wanting to count, because this digit will be a 6, 7, 8, or 9. So the 4 is shielded, but the 4 is not shielded from this direction. The 5 is shielded by this, but it's not shielded from this direction. So it works very nicely. So we need to completely unwind that. That's total and utter nonsense, is what we've discovered, unfortunately. So does it work the other way around then? Can we disprove that this is a low digit? Well, actually, maybe we can. Because if that was a low digit, it would have to be... It couldn't be a 1, 2, or a 3. Because if it's low, it needs to be double shielded. If it's very low, if it's 1, 2, or 3, because it's contributing to both counts, the 11 and the 10. So this would have to be 4. This would have to be 4 or 5. Now it can't be 5 because then it wouldn't be seen from the 11 clue. So it would be 4. This would be big, so that the 10 clue would be replete. These would be a 1, 2, 3 triple. So 5 would be in one of these, and 5 would need to be shielded. So that would be the 5, and that's going to work as well. That's unbelievable. Right, okay. Sorry. I have totally and utterly... So it is weird, actually, because I think what we've just proved is either the 4 and the 5 are there, or they're there. No, I'm not even sure that's true. Certainly if that... I don't want to necessarily claim it's the 4 and the 5. I'm not sure but it's certainly possible for those two to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those two to be 1, 2, 3, or those two might have to be 4 and 5 if they're in those positions. Oh, this is so confusing. Okay, I'm going to abort this. Oh, no. Okay, I can do the same in this row, can't I? That must be the same logic. That's going to contain a low digit, by which I mean a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That is as well. And I must prevent there from being two high digits together in a domino. So that digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And we're going to be able to prove it's not 4 or 5 because it is double shielded. Yeah. Okay, so this is 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, or 3. And I've got an absolute plethora of very low digits in the puzzle. We'll make those cold digits. Right, let's use low and high shading. That's definitely low. These are definitely high. Now, what do we do with 5 in this puzzle? Do we say that 5 is high, or do we say it's low, or do we say it's its own creature? And we highlight it with its own colour. I'm not sure. And what do I actually do? Now I've got to this position. This is not very easy. I don't think this is easy. Does anyone think this is easy? I mean, 8s and 9s clues, they just feel horrible. I think, okay, what I do think is I've got to make use somehow of the opposites clues, because certainly the 10s clues were magnificent. They were the most understandable. So 5 in row 2, where is it going? It's not going here. It cannot go next to the 11 or it won't count. It could go there, probably. So it could go there. Could it go... No, it can't. Actually, it can't go there, because it wouldn't be shielded by this digit. So 5 only has 2 places. I think that might be something I was sort of intuiting as we were doing those examples. What about... Oh, 4 can go in these, can it? Ugh. Okay. So 5 in that row has 2 positions, and presumably does that work the other way round here? If we were... Yes, I mean, it's true to say, I was just wondering about those and whether they could be 5, but they can't. Those both have to be high. If either of these was 5, from one direction, that 5... well, the 5 wouldn't be seen from either direction, and that it must be seen from... It must be covered by the 11. So... if this was 5, that should be bigger than it. If this was 5, that should be bigger than it. So these are the only genuinely, definitely high digits I think I've got. I mean, I can see in this column, if I knew where the 5 was, the others would be orange. Okay, but let's check 5 in this row. Is it just the symmetrical It can't be there, so it could be here. Shielding this digit, that's fine. And so I think it should be here rather than here. Yes, that's true. If it was here, it wouldn't be shielded for the 11. So the 5s, they're sort of offset, aren't they? So if that's a 5, I don't actually know where the 5 would be in row 2 because they don't line up. Oh, this is really hard. Okay. All right, maybe okay. I'm gonna change tack then. That can't be a 4 because that would stop. That would contribute a 4 to the 11 total. So that can't be a 4, and presumably that applies. Does it or not? Oh no, everything's the wrong way round. Hang on. No, that's the same. It is the same. It is symmetrical. I was like, but that should be symmetrical. It is symmetrical. If that's a 4, that's contributing to that 11. So these are both very low. I've now got 2 lows in rows 2 and 8. So how do we do this then? I don't know. Oh dear, oh dear. That would be 5. That would be fine. Got to make sure that we don't overcount anything. I don't even know. I really don't know where to look now. I'm very sorry if this is obvious. What on earth am I meant to do now? Sorry, I realise I've stopped talking as well because I'm absolutely stuck. I mean, I have got clues I've not looked at, but I just don't think they're under any pressure. I know that... Do I know that? Yes, I think I do. Yeah, is that true? It might not be true. Yeah, okay. I know that is part of the second thermometer in this column, I think. So I worked out earlier that this was 2 thermometers. So if that's 5... Well, yeah, I mean, it is obviously true, if you consider it, that we aren't ascending to this square. So the 2 in this column must be in one of those 4 cells. It must be. Because if it was down here, the only way that one of these digits didn't contribute would be if this was a continually ascending sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that doesn't work. So the 2 is in one of those cells. And so, yeah. Okay, so this digit, and it could be the 2, we don't know. But it does mark the beginning of a thermometer. We could use the pen tool, couldn't we? There is a thermometer going down the grid here. And it might begin earlier. I don't know. It begins wherever the 2 is in the column. I mean, I suppose that can't be the 2 actually now. So, well, I don't think that necessarily matters, but there's going to be a 2 somewhere. And that's going to mark the beginning of the second thermometer. So say it was here, then obviously we're increasing all the way down the column from that cell. But I'm going to put the bulb there because I know that it must increase all the way down here. So this digit is 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 6, 7. Not 5 according to that pencil mark. Is that true? Why did I think that? Oh, that can't be 5 because it wouldn't be hidden. Okay, that's orange then. That is a genuinely orange digit, and that's an orange digit then. There we go. 2 more oranges to the panoply of oranginess. That is forced, I believe. So, I'm going to try that trick over there, am I? Is that what I'm meant to do next? Do I know that that is an increasing sequence? I.e., are we going up the grid from there as well? And the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. The answer is maybe. Well, I think we are, aren't we? Whatever this digit is, we can't be ascending to this square. So it is true to say that's a thermometer. What I think is a bit more troubling here is I don't think I can say that this digit is a high digit necessarily. Because if that was 1, 2, 3, 4, it can't be 5 by my pencil marks, but it could be 4 maybe. I'm not sure about that, but it looks like it can be. And then this digit, maybe that can be 5. So I can't even mark this as an orange digit. Oh, this is really difficult. It's really difficult. No. I know Mark would pencil mark this, but I just can't bear to do it. There's so many options. No. Okay, where's 4 in row 8? That's a good... Well, it's not a brilliant question, but it's a question. It can't go there, can it? Because we know that if a digit wants to contribute, it can't be next to the clue it's contributing to, because it can't be shielded. So 4 is in one of those 3 cells. And that might matter for reasons that I don't... Oh, well, it's not there, actually. Because if it's there, it's not seen by the 10 clue, because this digit would definitely be lower than 4. So 4 is in one of 2 places. Does that mean that can or can't be 5? If it's 5... If it's 5, that can't be 4. The reason for that is that 4 would be shielded in both directions and would be contributing to the 11 clue. But if it was... Ah, this is weird. This is weird. Right. This is very clever, Sam. This is very clever. Right, this is not 5, I think. If that's 5... then I think this can't be 4, for the reasons I just explained. But if that's 4, it doesn't work, because from this direction, sort of going east to west, this digit ought to be bigger than the 5 to contribute to the 11, and it's not. So for 2 different reasons, 5 in the row is there, and that's another digit. Right, 5 is going to be awarded its own colour. That's there, I've made a decision on that. And it doesn't tell us whether 5 is in row 2. But does it tell us? Oh, I don't know what it tells us. I haven't got a clue. You nasty puzzle. What's this meant to tell me? Is this obvious? I just don't think it is. I think probably it's meant to be telling me something about row 8. But I don't understand what it's telling me about row 8. Ah, okay. Right, I tell you one thing it's telling me. Those two cells are high, actually. Those are both orange. Because they can't be 5, and they can't be blue. So they have to be orange. And therefore, I've got all my orange digits in box 7. Because there are 4 such orange digits. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are all blue digits. And they are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that one has to be not too early on the thermometer. 2, 3. Ah! That's it. Right, look at this thermometer. That is at least a 2. So say it was a 2, 3, that is an absolute minimum of 4. So it has to be 4, and that has to be 2. It cannot work any other way, because otherwise we can't increase. And that has given me some thingies. That is a blue digit thingy. 2 and 3 come out of these thingies. 1, 4. Oh no, that's not right. What I was. Well, or is it? I've now got a 1, 2, 3 triple in row 2. Which feels like it might be important. Ah, no. Well, wait a second. That 2 is the counting digit in this column. So that's not only is it shielded, but now we can draw in the thermometer that must exist in the top row. It must do that. So where's the 5? This must be the 5. If you put the 5 here, this is bigger, and therefore the 5 contributes to the 2 clue, which it's not allowed to do. So that's 5. These are both orange. Now we can do a bit of tidying up. That can't be 9. That can't be 6. Same thing here. That can't be 9. That can't be 6. Because we have to make the thermometers work. That 5 gets a purplification. That's a purple 5 by Sudoku. These digits are now all orange. Oh, well, actually, wait a minute. I might have broken it. Because now I don't see how to do the 8 clue. But we'll come back and think about that in a moment. Maybe it's okay with sort of 1 and 7 or something. Now, yeah, okay, I've got the 5 in this column, so I can fully colour this column. Now this 5 needs to be seen from the direction of the 11 clue, so that digit is bigger than 5 and it's orange. Sam, he is a genius, actually. He is a genius. And oh no, now my idea here's broken. What's going on? That's definitely a scene digit, isn't it? And that's definitely a scene digit. So I've got 2. Oh, and hang on, I've got 3. Well, they've got to be the only... Oh no, you can do it. So you just have those increase. Ah, right. I've understood. Sorry. The clouds have parted, and I understand. Right, look at column 1. I've got an 8 clue, but I have now identified 3 cells in this column that are definitely contributing to this 8 clue. This one, which is shielded by the 5, this one, which is shielded by this orange digit, don't know what it is, and this one. So we can't have a 4th shielded digit, because the minimum, the triangle number for 4 is 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. 8 is smaller than 10. Knowledge bomb. So these are the only digits, and they do sum to 8, which means, given that they can't include 5, they can't be 1, 2, 5. They are 1, 3, 4. So that's a 2 in the corner, and that's the only position for 1. So this is a 3, 4 pair. This is a 2. That's a 3. We're actually doing a little bit better all of a sudden. And, well, yeah, the other implication here, which is going to be relevant, is that this is a thermo. Because if this wasn't continually increasing, something would be contributing to the 11 clue. So that's got to be 6 or 7. That's got to be 7 or 8. That's got to be 8 or 9. These are not 2s anymore. Now, that's not 5 anymore. So, do I know what this is? I know one of those is a 4. Oh, that's beautiful. It's very straightforward. You can't put 4 next to the 10. It won't contribute to it. This is a 4. That's blue. And now this is a thermo. Now I know what it's going. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 here. 3 here. 2 here. 1 here. Good grief. Now, is that a 4? I think so. By dint of pencil markage. Oh, I nearly got a 3 in the corner. 3 is in one of those two positions, I think. Those are both blue digits. Anything in this column that can't be purple, which is that one, is definitely orange. Let's just double check. Does this look right? Yeah, the 1, 2 and the 3 are all counting. From this direction, the 5's counting, and from this direction, the 5 isn't counting, but the 4 is counting. Oh my goodness me. Right, oh, another thought. Doesn't that have to be a thermo? Yes, it certainly does. Because if this didn't go in order, again, it was something here would be contributing to the 1 clue. But we could have a 5 on this, unfortunately. Oh, bobbins. Well, this certainly can't be 9 or 8. It will get too big by the time it gets there. So that's 6 or 7. So this is 7 or 8, and that's 8 or 9. And those are both orange. This one, it's lower than 7, so it's 5 or 6. But it could be 5. And then this one just is anything, I think. I know that's a terrible pencil mark, but I think it's a true pencil mark. Ah, where's 1? Oh, I don't get a 3 in the corner. Where's 1 in box thingy? It's there. So that's 3, and this is a 1, 3 pair. So 9 is in one of those squares in box 9. That digit is orange because it sees this one. Ah, hang on. This is a 3, 4 pair. So these two are both orange. Oh, I've got a 3 in there. I've got a 3 in the corner up there. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Right. Now, all we've got to do is finish off the puzzle, and that's easier said than done. This is the second lengthy video that I've done today. The crossword video is mammoth. This digit is high, but we don't know anything about it. I don't think. Let's just put that in 6, 7, 8 or 9. In this column, what's going on? I've got a 9 clue, and that's certainly involved in that. The 2 is in one of those cells. So if the 2 was shielded, so if that's a 2, that digit will be bigger than it. And then I'd have 1 and 2, and not 3 and not 4. So it would have to be 1, 2, 6 as being the shielded digits. But if that's a 2, then it's not being shielded. And I'd have to do 1 and 8, I think, in the column. Which would mean the 9 would be above the 8, directly above it. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. I'm looking around trying to spot things, and I'm not doing a very good job of it. I know I'm not. What do you think we have to do next then? That's not a 9, because I've got this 9 pencil mark. That's definitely orange. It sees the 5 over here. I don't know if it was a good idea to do the 5s in a different colour. It doesn't seem to have really paid dividends. 9 is in one of those cells in box 4, which I don't think is doing anything. Okay, let's go to full pencil markage, especially on the low digits, I think. 2 is in one of those. I do know one of those is a 5, that's true. Oh, that's a good thought. I hadn't had this thought, but that's a possibility. If that's a 5, that 3 is shielded. I didn't see this. If that's a 5, it shields the 3 itself. It's itself shielded by the 6, 7, 8 or 9 here, and we'd have 5, 3 and 1 shielded, adding up to 9. I bet this is a 5. Why can't that be a 5? If that's a 5, then the 3 would be shielded as well. So the 3 is always shielded. Is that the point? Yes, I think it is. That's really interesting. Oh, is that going to give me the 2 then? I think that's going to give me a 2. Right, here's my thinking. In this column, it is indisputable that 1 is shielded. So I need some number of digits that are adding up to 8. But this 3, for this not to be shielded, the only way this 3 isn't shielded is if this is a 2 in the column, which it's not. So the 3 is shielded. So 1 and 3 are shielded, giving us 4. We've got another 5 to find. And the only way of getting 5 now is with a single 5. So one of these is a shielded digit, and the 2 in the column is not shielded. And the only place the 2 can be where it's not shielded is at the top. Sorry if you've all been very clear about that for a while. I can well believe it. Now this digit, which isn't a 5, is therefore orange. And, well, actually, also I've got to be a bit careful here, because I've got a little thermometer, if you like, that's going there, and it might go all the way to there. If this cell isn't the 5, it will do that, and that would be a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. And that's impossible. Good grief. This is absolutely beautiful. Right. So let me explain why this doesn't work. So what I'm saying now is if this is the 5, the contributing digits in this column are now this 5, this 3 and this 1. So everything else must ascend. So these are all massive digits. So it goes 6, 7, 8, 9 and that cell can't exist. So that can't be true. This is actually 5. It's purple. And now our thermometer gets broken up. It goes to there, and then there's another little thermometer going that way. Which, I mean, it's still a win for the goodies. It still is a win for the goodies. I'm going to claim it as a win. Now, this digit is not 9 now. So this digit could be 9. So, oh no, it doesn't work. I thought maybe that did. Yes. No. Maybe. Yeah, where's 9 in row 5? The answer is in the middle of the puzzle. Doesn't seem to be able to be in any of those cells. I was worrying about that one, but I have got 9 pencil mark there, which looks valid to me, so I think that's correct. Okay, so I just think with diligence, we ought to be able to get this out, shouldn't we? We should be able to solve it. I've got to sort of be patient and allow the deductions to come, because it's definitely not an easy puzzle. 9 in row 8 is in one of those cells. I really don't think this is easy. Now, in this column, we said, and I think it was correct, that the 1 and the 2 were shielded. So I think this can't be 9. For a rather pretty reason. If this was 9, this digit is definitely shielded, but it is not a 1 or a 2. And whatever it is, therefore, this is going to break. So I think that's a 9. This is not a 9. So this is not a 9. We've got... oh, I don't even know what we've got. This digit is now higher, because this must be a sequence that's going upwards. This can't be an 8. Oh, that's quite good, actually. So this digit is 7. Sorry, it's only 7 or 8, because it can't be 9. It's definitely orange. But that's a 6-7 player in the row now. I am just going to go back, if you don't mind. I'm conscious that I've alleged, because I thought I'd understood it, that this column had a 1 and a 2 shielded. And that was because I said it couldn't have a 3 shielded. Now, why was that? Because I did think about that. Oh, yes, I know why. Yes, I do know why. That was legitimate, because it's because this couldn't be the start of a thermo beginning with a 1 because of that. So that is correct. Everything I've said is correct. I know I shouldn't be, so maybe I should be shocked about it, but I think that's true. Now, that's an 8 on a thermo, so that's a 9. So that's a 7 and that's a 6. Okay, that's really nice. Or is it? Oh, we already knew that wasn't a 6 if I'd seen it. That 7 is nice. So 6, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that's all fine. That is all fine. This is now a 6-7 pair. So that's an 8-9 pair. So 7. Oh, actually, look, there's more we can do here. 4, 3, 4, 1. These, I think, are 2, 5, 7. We might not know the order, but they do seem to have to be those digits. So these digits are 1, 6, 8. And that's definitely not a 1. So this is 6 or 8, which is definitely orange. And what do we do with this knowledge? We can get rid of some 7s from row 2, which might be good. That can't be 9, because it's the second cell on a third. Well, it's below this number is the technical way of putting it. In fact, if that's 7, that's 6, and that's going to break that cell. So that's not 7. So this is an 8-9 pair, and this is a 6. So that's 6, that's 7, that's 6, that's 8, that's 9. And somehow that doesn't do anything. Oh, I know one thing it does. This is a 9, so it is definitely shielding this digit, and we know in this column it's 1s and 2s that get shielded, so that is a 1 or a 2. And this mustn't be shielded. So, yeah, so this has to be, oh, that's it. There we go. This has to be 1. Oh, this is lovely. This is lovely, Sam. This has to be 1, because if it was 6 or 8, we'd be shielding this digit, and this would get too big. So this has to be 1, but then the 1 must be shielded by that digit, so that's a 2. And now this is a massive great thermo going down this column. This, I want to say that's a 1. It is a 1. It is a 1. It's Sudoku that makes it a 1. So, whoopsie. So this is 6 or 8 is orange. This is not a 2. And we've got a new thermometer that's going all the way down now, so we can get rid of that bulb. And look, how could that be 7 now? It can't be. That's got to be 5. Is purple. Get rid of these. So this is at least, well, hang on, what is it then? It's 6, isn't it? It must be 6. Otherwise the thermo's going to blow up. So it goes 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 5, 6, 8, 9, 8, 7, 9, 9, 8. This column needs this square to be a 4 by Sudoku, so all of those go into the puzzle. That's definitely blue. This is definitely orange. This is definitely purple. This is not a 2. This is definitely orange. Anything that's, those have to be definitely blue digits, so they're definitely 3 and 4 by Sudoku. This is definitely a 7. That seems to have to be a 9. So those get orangified. And this is a 2-5 pair that somehow isn't resolved, which is total lunacy. But that 3-4 pair at the bottom is. And this 8-6 pair is. And there's a 6 there. Oh, that can't be 4 by Sudoku, so that's orange. 7 has to be here. And that's going to do it. There we go. 7, 2, 2, 5. 5, 5, 8. Okay, the puzzle's finished, I think. Let's double check. So let's fill in everything. All of those are orange. That's orange. These are both blue. And I never used this clue, did I? I don't think I used this clue. Well, this is going to be a check. How is it correct? We're adding up a 2 and a 4. Oh, it does work. I think it's 2, 4, 1, 5. Oh, that's so cool if it is. 2, 4. They are all shielded. 2, 4, 1, 5. And it just happened that way. So the 12 clue's correct. I did think through the 9 clue, didn't I? That was... I think I thought it through. Yeah, the 5, the 3, and the 1. That's fine. The 8 clue was the 1, the 3, and the 4. The 3 clue... Oh, yeah. 9, 2, 1. That feels okay. This is a genius puzzle. It's absolute genius. Is it correct? Looks good as far as I can tell. Oh, it doesn't include the solution. I see. Oh, no. So I don't know if it's correct. Okay. Okay. Well, what am I going to do then? I'll have to check it myself. And see whether all the clues are obeyed. I mean, I think I did it logically. It felt logical. And I think Sven's software checks the Sudoku. So the Sudoku is correct, i.e. I've put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column and box. So the only thing I could have got wrong is if I've got a wrong total, like I've covered the wrong digit somewhere. So I can check that myself. That's fine. I think it's right. I think I did it logically. I thought it was absolutely magnificent. Weird rule. And I think I read on Logic Masters that this rule set has been incorporated into the puzzle championships now. I really hope that's not true, because that is so difficult. If you got that in a timed test, how long has it taken me? 1 hour and 20 minutes. I wouldn't get many points. I really wouldn't get many points, and that is why I am not in the UK Sudoku team. Anyway, let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.